Hi, welcome to the senior parent meeting for seniors graduating in 2024. We're going to be covering a few things in this presentation. We're going to be talking about important people that you'll want to know and their contact information, what tools and resources are available to you as seniors and senior parents. We'll talk about graduation, service hours, and we'll talk about, generally speaking, college applications. And finally, we'll list our important dates for the fall semester. So the senior administrator next year is going to be Mr. Jimmy Carter. He is the class of 2024 principal. He's been their principal for the last 2 years. His phone number and email are on the screen. You can contact him for a variety of concerns, and he will be able to help. This is the school counseling contact information. So counselors are in charge of academics. They help out with social emotional issues. They will help out with planning, post-secondary planning, scheduling. All of that will fall underneath their umbrella. That they are divided by alphabet now, and you can see last name and contact information for those counselors. Seniors also work a lot with the College Readiness and Career Counselor, Mrs. Emmons. So if you need help with what to do after high school, if you're looking for resources for exploration, if you're looking for internships, if you're looking for just general career research, then this is who you would go to see. Mrs. Emmons also runs most of the college readiness events for students, so college application workshops and boot camps and all of that. So email and phone number are there. A few more important people. Mrs. Naylor is our counseling admin assistant, and she is helpful for all things college applications. She's one of our experts in the department. She is the one who actually sends the transcripts, so you would submit your transcript to her, and she would take care of getting that to the college. So her email and phone number are there. And then Mrs. Parker is our graduation contact. So anything having to do with cap and gowns, graduation materials, graduation orders, you would contact Mrs. Parker. The 12th grade class advisors have not been selected yet for next year, but this is, the advisors are who handle service hour submissions, senior events like the bike ride or field day or anything special like that. That is who you would contact for those types of things. So as soon as we have the senior advisor contact information, we'll share that out. But they are going to be the contact points for those. So how do we communicate with seniors and families? Student email is so incredibly important. I don't think we can stress it enough. Students have to check their email. It is imperative that they check their email frequently. Their school email, so their MEVSD email. This is our primary communication method with seniors. There's a lot that goes out. Scholarships, financial aid info, events, plannings, all different kinds of stuff, and it all goes out to the student email, so they need to be checking that. School messenger to parents, so that would come as email. Every now and then we can send a text through there, but we try to stick primarily with email. Senior Twitter page at Milford Seniors. They're constantly posting about what's going on with the senior class. And then the senior website, seniors.milfordschools.org, is where you're going to find graduation information, yearbook photo information, yearbook ads, all different kinds of things are going to be on that senior website. So that's where you would go if you just need to reference some information that's been shared. Some additional website resources. Naviance is how students are going to complete their transcript and document sending for colleges, for college applications. Senior website, we covered what's on there. The Milford Counseling website has a lot of resources as well, and I'll go into a few of those in a minute. And then, of course, the Milford High School website through the milfordschools.org. So some good to know things for senior class. The graduation date is likely going to be May 18th. That should be finalized in July. But we're thinking about 90% chance that it'll be May 18th. Service hours are not required for graduation, but students often submit service hours for awards, so you would need to contact your senior advisor to do that. Service awards run from January to December, so students must submit in December if they want to earn a service award. Academic recognition at graduation, that's the GPA recognition that we do in National Honor Society. You can see those in the course selection guide. It's linked here, and you should have a link to this presentation to get to these. And then senior yearbook portraits are on the senior website, seniors.milfordschools.org. So again, service program, there's no service requirement for graduation. Hours can be tracked for recognition, and students can, list their awards on the college applications. Any volunteer hours served have to be outside of the school day. Any nonprofit agency will count, and then you sign a verification form through our interview.org, and you can find that linked in this presentation. Jefferson Award is 20 hours in one calendar year, and President's Volunteer is 100 hours in one calendar year. And just a reminder, that's a calendar year, so it's January to December. Yearbook ads, you can go to the seniors.milfordschools.org website. Those are run by Chris Leeson. That's submitted to our yearbook group, and you can find that information, again, on the seniors website. Deadline is typically the end of November. Cap and gown must be ordered from Graduate Services. So we have a specific company that we work with. We have an informal meeting at the end of September for students where they can receive their cap and gown information and place an order. Students do not get their cap and gown until graduation practice the day before graduation, and then they turn in the gown, just the gown, after the ceremony. There's going to be a link to order posted at the senior website, and then if you have questions, you can contact Vicki Parker. Here's the information about academic recognition at graduation. We include this in the agenda, the graduation program, and then students receive color cords, and then an NHS stole is provided for students in National Honor Society. We determine this after 7 semesters. So this is determined at the end of the first semester in their senior year. Stoles and cords are not kept, they are collected. Graduation requirements are kind of their own separate beast, so we're not going to go into that in this presentation. But just so you know, if you click this link in the presentation, it will take you to the graduation requirements presentation, and that's going to take you through there are 3 basic requirements: credits, competency, and readiness. So the readiness, the competency is based on your state testing in math and English, and then the readiness are diploma seals. Just kind of a frame of reference, probably 85% of our students get the citizenship and science diploma seals through just coursework and state testing, and probably 90% of those, that's all they bother to get. You only need 2 seals to graduate. Like I said, about 85% of our students get those 2. So after graduation, students kind of have 3 pathways that they can go, and we're going to spend a lot of time in the fall and spring exploring these options. They have education. They can do 4-year, 2-year colleges, certifications. They can do employment or enlistment. And there are options in each of those pathways as well. So again, we're going to be reviewing that information a lot in the fall. College applications is kind of a big one for seniors. We get a lot of questions about this, so we are going to go into a little bit of detail about it now. Just some terminology for when you start your exploration. Application deadlines. There's early decision, which is a binding contract, which means if you apply to that school early decision and you get accepted, you have to attend there, or there are consequences. Early action is an earlier deadline. Sometimes it's associated with special programs or scholarships. So like, for example, DAP at UC, you need to apply by the early action deadline in order to get into that program. Regular decision is going to be a typical application deadline. So early is usually October 15th to December 1st. for deadlines. Regular is typically like December 1st through March 1st. And then rolling admissions, schools have no set deadlines. Decisions are made as the applications arrive. NKU is an example of a rolling admissions school. Priority, if you see a priority deadline, this is typically associated with financial aid deadlines or decisions. So if you apply by priority deadlines, you're more likely to receive better financial aid offers. Those students get first round of financial aid offers. Standardized testing has changed quite a bit over the last 5 years as far as what colleges are expecting. You're going to see test optional schools where students can submit their ACT, SAT scores, but they're not required. You're going to see test blind schools where colleges won't even look at it even if you do submit it. And then super scoring, where colleges will accept a composite score that's taken from your best subject scores over multiple test dates. Kind of as a note, for test, just generally speaking for test optional, I usually recommend students take a look at what the average ACT or SAT score is for the school. If you're at average or higher, go ahead and submit it. That's kind of my general recommendation when it comes to test optional. For Milford specifically, we've removed test scores from the transcript that we send to colleges because we're going to be respecting the student's option to choose. Also, students or schools require the scores to come directly from the test company. So even if they were on the transcript, that's not typically enough. The schools want to see it come directly from ACT or College Board. So students need to send those scores separately when they are sending them to colleges. General college application timeline: from now until August, seniors should be researching their education options or their post-secondary plans, make visits to potential colleges, do campus tours, consider asking teachers for recommendation letters now so they have time to realize over the summer, to write them over the summer if they want. In August 2023, I recommend any students who are sure they're attending college to attend the college application boot camp. Or start reviewing our college application video series, and I'll show those in just a minute. But basically in August, August 1st is when most applications open. So we really want students to be narrowing down their colleges I'm applying to list. We typically recommend 2 to 4 schools. We've had students apply to as many as 17, so it is totally up to the student and the family how many applications to submit. From August to December, take the ACT or SAT if you need to. October 2023, you're going to complete the FAFSA. In November to April, that's when you're going to really focus on completing scholarship applications, reviewing your admissions decisions and financial aid packages. And then May, you'll make your final admissions decisions. These are probably the best resources we can offer for college applications and research. Specifically, this college applications video series. I'm not going to play the videos, but you can see it walks you right through. So admissions, financial aid, scholarship. Then we start with Milford resources, a college application checklist, how to use Naviance, what is the student profile and parent brag sheet, letters of recommendation, how to create your Common App. I mean, it is step by step, walks you through how to complete your college applications. So I highly recommend using that throughout the college application process. We also offer a College 101 course in Schoology. So this is optional. Students can complete the whole course. They can complete parts of the course, but it covers different topics for senior year. So senior year planning, how to explore college majors, how to explore different colleges, what are college admissions tests, college applications, step-by-step, financial aid, accepting admissions, and how to compare your financial aid packages, offers, and then kind of what do you do after high school. So students can sign up for this course by using this access code, which will be shared in the presentation email. They can get in here and do any of the activities. They don't have to do them all, They can pick and choose, or if they complete the whole course, then they can receive some credit for that. The counseling website is also a really good resource. So if you go to the college tab, we've got college research, which shows you lots of resources for exploring, what do you want from college? Applications, we've linked the videos, our handouts are linked here, all different kinds of stuff. Senior parents, essays, tips, all of it's here. And then, of course, financial aid as well. So there are 3 kind of necessary or important forms related to college applications for Milford. The first is the counselor form. It's only sometimes required by schools. It's provided in the application if you need it. So through Common App, it would tell you need this counselor form. The student profile and parent brag sheets are optional, but they are required if you are planning to use a counselor or a principal as a recommender. So you can get these forms in the office, or they're also on the website. Many teachers appreciate having these forms on file as well, so you can fill one out now. I'm just going to pull one up. So this is a student profile. You can fill one out now and then turn this in to us, and we'll keep a copy in your file. And then that way, anytime you need to ask a teacher or a counselor or anyone for a recommendation or anything of the sort, we can pull this and give a copy to you to give to that person who's writing the recommendation letter. You could do this now and hold on to it if you wanted to. The transcript request form is how you can finalize your application. So whether you're applying to Common App or you're applying to the college directly on their website, you almost always, probably 99% of the time, need to submit a transcript as the final step of that application. So this is how you request the transcript. There's a form that you'll complete, and it looks like this. And you'll put your name, your ID, you'll say you're applying to college, you'll tell us whether you applied using Common App or on the college's website. You'll list the college that you're applying to. We've already marked X for you since this is a transcript. We know we have to send a transcript release. If you need a counselor recommendation, you would mark X on this. If you need letters of recommendation, you would write down who's writing your letters of recommendation. And then you would tell us if the letters are available or not. So that way we know if they're ready to send. Then you sign. If the student is under 18, a parent or guardian also signs. And that is how you submit. And then you would submit it to Mrs. Naylor in the counseling office, and she would know to submit your transcript for you. We really, really ask that you have these in 2 to 3 weeks before your college's deadline. Mrs. Naylor, we have 500 seniors in the class. Mrs. Naylor is receiving, if let's just say that 400 are applying to college and they're applying to 3 schools each, that's 1,200 transcript requests that Mrs. Naylor is receiving over the course of, a 6-week application window. So if you can have it in 2 to 3 weeks before deadline, you're guaranteeing yourself that it'll get there in time for your deadline. So some things that we have in the fall to help students with their post-secondary and college planning. We have a college application boot camp on August 7th and 8th. The signups will be included in the email with this presentation. I highly recommend this boot camp. Over the past couple of years, I would say it's a 2-day boot camp, and at the end of 2 days, 60% of our students are completely finished with the application piece and only have their essay left, and then another 10% have finished their application and their essay. So by the end, 70% of our students are significantly ahead with their college applications. So highly recommend that. We also do college app work sessions, though. So during FlexBell, it's usually about once a week starting in late August. We'll open it up for like 10 students to 15 students at a time. You can sign up, come in, and get personalized application help. We also do College 101, which is typically a virtual event covering all aspects of college planning and applications. We send that out typically in September. And then FAFSA information meeting. So that's typically the first week of October, and that covers everything about financial aid and completing the free application for federal student aid, which is how you get your federal loans with low interest rates. We're also going to have a senior post-grad planning group. So this is going to be for a small group of seniors who just like to spend more time exploring their post-secondary options. Not necessarily college specific, but I'll be able to take about 8 to 10 students for that group. So you can email Mrs. Emmons to sign up for that. Speed mentoring. This is a career exploration opportunity. It's kind of like speed dating, but the focus is on networking. So you would get to meet with community mentors from a wide variety of career backgrounds. This year we had public service, politics, small business, entrepreneurs, finance, education, real estate, marketing, all kinds of backgrounds were there this year. And we're going to try to do this for every senior, but if not, students will be able to sign up for it. We're also going to have separately senior specific events. We'll do a review of graduation requirements at the open house in August. We'll do the graduation cap and gown student meeting in September, and then kind of a deadline to be aware of, that deadline for yearbook ads and senior photos, which is November. Just a quick reminder of important contacts. Your counselor is by last name. I am Liz Emmons, is the College and Career Planning and Testing Coordinator. Your 12th grade principal is going to be Mr. Carter, and then transcripts and college applications. Mrs. Naylor is kind of the perfect starting point for those questions. So that is an overview of kind of senior year, fall semester, senior year important stuff. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We're happy to help. And then just a reminder that the counseling website and the senior website are going to be great resources for you. So I'll pull up the senior website real quick as well. But these are going to be great resources to have bookmarked for your senior year. So right now it's going to say 2023 stuff on here, but it talks about everything senior related. Thanks for listening, and if you have questions, reach out.